In previous river safety videos, we covered the basics of planning and preparing for a river trip and what to expect on the water. If you're ready to go experience our nation's incredible rivers and are wondering which craft is best for you, or perhaps you're ready for a new challenge like kayaking or supping, stay tuned. We'll cover different raft types, kayaks, packrafts, canoes, and stand-up paddleboards, also known as SUPs. We'll discuss which is appropriate for different styles and difficulty levels of whitewater and safety considerations for each type of craft. Paddle rafts, which are commonly used by commercial outfitters and private parties, are a great way for everyone on board to be involved in powering the raft downstream. Typically, an experienced guide or paddler will serve as a raft commander and call out the paddle strokes. Oar rigs are used on a variety of river styles, from flatwater fishing trips to whitewater day trips to long multi-day trips such as the Grand Canyon. They benefit from one person being in control, with long oars that provide lots of power and leverage. Oar rigs don't work as well on narrow rivers and creeks, but are a great choice for big water runs and taking lots of gear. Catarafts can also be loaded down like traditional rafts, but their two-tube design makes them more maneuverable, thus being a popular choice for more challenging whitewater. There are many pros and cons to each style of raft, and you should talk to an experienced boater or outfitter to help determine which style is best for you and your mission. Keep in mind that the rafts we are discussing are specifically designed for whitewater with important safety features and durability standards. Cheaper rafts from box stores or some sporting goods stores should never be used on whitewater. Regardless of the type of raft you're paddling, it is important that you and everyone on board understand the river hazards discussed in our previous video and what to do in the event of an emergency. Remember to tie or clip all loose gear down to the raft, making sure ropes stay tight and carabiners locked. Loose straps and ropes can be dangerous if someone gets an arm or leg caught in one, and non-locking carabiners can accidentally clip onto a life jacket or other loose gear. If you fall out of the raft, your best bet is to swim aggressively back to it. If you are rescuing a swimmer who has fallen out of the raft, try to paddle to them first before resorting to a throw bag, as loose ropes in the water and raft can cause more problems than they solve. Whitewater kayaks or hard shells are much more maneuverable than rafts and a great way to navigate whitewater, but they do have their own challenges. Before getting in a kayak, paddlers should become familiar with the wet exit in case of flipping over. A wet exit means finding and pulling the spray skirt off that keeps your boat watertight. Because a wet exit can be disorienting, especially when it is unexpected or in cold water, it's a great idea to practice in a warm pool or lake before heading to the river. Always remember to keep the spray skirt handle outside of the kayak when putting on your spray skirt. Because kayaks don't hold air like rafts do, they immediately fill up with hundreds of pounds of water and can be difficult to get to shore, even with help from others. If you are rescuing a boat, push it to shore or an eddy. Tow tethers should only be used in flat or very calm water with no hazards present, due to the risk of getting the tether and/or boat snagged or wrapped around objects. If using a tow tether, you must use a quick release system and be trained on how it works. Another great option is a sit-on-top kayak, which is either found as an inflatable or plastic boat. Sit-on-tops are easy to push to shore because they don't fill with water, and since they retain their buoyancy, they're great to hold onto while your friends come to your rescue, or you can self-rescue. Self-rescuing can be done by climbing back onto your boat or swimming with your boat and paddle to shore. Sit-on-tops are a great way to become familiar with rivers and easier whitewater, as well as a great option for paddling with friends or family members. Packrafts are inflatable boats that pack down very small and light, making them perfect for combining with backpacking trips or traveling with. Packrafts are less likely to be used on as challenging of whitewater as hardshell kayaks, but are much more nimble and maneuverable than large inflatable or sit-on-top kayaks. We highly recommend that even for adventurous hikers and outdoor enthusiasts, that they become trained in using packrafts in whitewater before taking them out on the river, even just for river crossings, but especially for any kind of downstream travel. Canoes can be a great choice for versatility, from loading up for a multi-day trip to keeping it light for playing on easy whitewater. However, even with tightly secured airbags, canoes can still fill up with water and become difficult to maneuver if you can't keep up with bailing the water out. Like kayaks, if canoes get flooded with water, they become heavy and difficult to push to shore even in very calm water. Stand-up paddleboards, or SUPs, are great fun on everything from lakes to easier whitewater to surfing river waves. Leashes should always be used so that you can easily get back to your board. Its buoyancy can be your lifeline. However, leashes can also pose a serious hazard if they become tangled or snagged on anything from tree branches to buoys to rocks and even other paddlers. If there is any possibility that your leash could snag on something or you're in any current at all, paddlers must use a quick release system and be trained on how to use it. Leg or ankle leashes can be impossible to reach if you get snagged, so a waist belt or life jacket with a quick release system should be used. River surfing uses a board designed specifically for surfing river waves. River surfing is almost always a park-and-play activity where you intend to surf a specific river wave and not travel downstream. All of the same reasons for wearing a leash for supping also apply to river surfing. River surfers should always wear a life jacket and a leash connected to a quick release system. It is common to see very experienced river surfers without life jackets, helmets, and/or leashes. However, appropriate river gear, even in calm water, is an effective way to increase the safety of any river recreation activity, and river surfing is no different. Regardless of the type of craft you choose for your river adventure, here are some key points, or the golden rules, that you should remember and share with everyone joining your trip. Choose the right river section at the right water level that does not exceed your group's skill level. Be sure that in your group discussion before hitting the water, you discuss hand signals and group gear, as discussed in previous videos. When paddling in a group, large or small, it is wise to have a buddy system so that you are always keeping an eye on a partner and vice versa. Everyone must do their part to keep an unbroken chain, making sure that all information, including hand signals, directions, and plans, get passed from the leader of the group to the back of the group. Always dress for the takeout or swim. Never assume the weather will stay nice or you won't accidentally go for a swim. Wear appropriate gear such as a wetsuit or dry suit in case you end up in the water, you need to help with a rescue, or you have to wait longer than expected at a rapid or the end of the run. Always wear proper footwear in case you end up swimming, kicking off rocks, or unexpectedly hiking through the forest. In the case of a swimmer floating downstream, always help the person first and worry about their gear later. Last, always wear your life jacket no matter what craft you are in. Have it properly adjusted and always have a throw rope easily accessible or with you if scouting a rapid. Remember that no matter which craft you choose, it takes time and experience to learn how to read water, the boater's term for learning to identify the river's currents, features, and hazards, and then quickly executing a plan to navigate rapids safely. For those interested in paddling whitewater, we highly recommend taking a course at one of the many schools nationwide, or join one of the numerous paddling clubs across the nation to meet fellow paddlers and hone in on your river safety skills.